Hi, Colleen here. This is a little basket I taught in my advanced card class. It's for an Easter egg that's about this big. I did have one, but I gave it away last night at my last class. I'd just like to show you how we made it. The paper I've used here is the Canary. Yes, it's Canary from the Whimsy pack of the Fundamentals with the Canary cardstock and the pink shimmer trim. But the one I taught in class was actually using the Gypsy and the, oh my gosh, Kaleidoscope paper, this one here. So that's the one we'll be using today. So let's get started. Now we've cut our piece of cardstock at 6 by 6 inches and we're going to score it at 2 and 4 inches. And then we're going to turn it and score it at 2 and 4 again. And that's it for that. Now for our band that goes around the top for this piece here, we need to have a piece that's 11.5 inches long. And we're going to score that at 2 3/4, 5 1/2. We're going to turn it to the other end and score it at 1/2 inch and 3 1/4, and that gives us our bit that goes around. And then we just have our little handle, which doesn't need anything, and there the handle and the bit that go around are both 1/2 inch wide, and this is 8 inches long. Right, that's all we need to score. Here's a nice easy little basket. Oh, scissors. What we need to do now is burnish and fold all our score lines. Here it is. And from my bone folder. So you just fold and burnish all the score lines. Now we're going to remove these 4 corners completely. This is like watching paint dry, isn't it? 2. There we go. So they're all removed. Now we'll turn it, oh, that's what it needs to look like, just like that. So we'll turn it over so that those bits fold in, and we're going to attach our 4 squares, which are 2 by 2 inches, and they'll fit on like that. So we'll just put those straight on. Everyone loves this little basket, and it makes a nice little treat for a little person for Easter. Now, what I had suggested is that everyone could attach their zip strip from off the top of their piece of paper. If you want to do that, you can. But first you need to just gently curl this so that you get that nice shape to the handle. And just one moment. I forgot my glue dots. So we'll just take a large glue dot, which is that one. And on the end, we're just going to go halfway through. So can you see, oh, I don't know if you can see that. And then we're going to fold that back under. And that just goes on one of the edges, about probably 1/4 inch down. And we'll repeat to the other side. About centre, and a quarter of an inch down, so that it starts to look like that. Now if you want to put the handle on, I suggest this is the time to do it. Don't do it when it's flat, you need to do it when it's curved, or you end up with this, oh, I don't know, it's sort of like, it just doesn't stick properly. And it is easy enough to do, as you can see. And when you get to there, just cut that bit off. It doesn't matter what that bit looks like, because you're going to be throwing that out. But see how it fits nice and snugly? If you try and do it when it's flat, and then when you curve it, you get this buckling effect. So that's just a little tip. Now for this piece, we're going to finish and fold all our score lines. Just let me check that I made sure I measured properly. Oh, it worked. Amazing stories. Right, now we're going to actually add glue onto the end of here. Oh, before we do that, nearly forgot. You have to put a little mark on the inside, because you want to be able to have it so that the squares are even, and that your corners all sit evenly. So what I found I could do is, it's 2/3 of an inch. You can see I've marked it on here on my ruler, so it's just there. And you just come from one end, and you're going to put just a little mark there. So if you go from the fold line at every point and put a little mark, so that'll just sit like that. So then when the box folds up, when you go to put that on, that is going, you know, it's got to fit onto that section there, and that'll be even on both sides. So we shall just glue on the wrong side. Just glue that down. Hold it for a minute till it's glued in place. Right. There we are. So that's all ready. So now we can slip that over the top. Now last night we used glue dots to put it together, or you can use a stapler, which is what I'm going to use today to show you. But if you're going to use glue dots, you need this size, and you need to use like 1, 2, 3 across there to hold it in place. But I'm going to use my stapler today. Right, so you take that, see where we made that mark inside? Actually pull these out so you can see it better. Where we've made that mark, I'm just lining up. Can you see that there? I'll turn it around. So there it is, all lined up. And I'm going to staple, but I'm going to staple putting the sharper ends on the outside, because I don't want little fingers to get caught on them. So I've stapled it like that. Bring the other side in, do exactly the same thing. Line up the mark. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. There's the mark there. Line it up. Staple. And the same deal with the handle. Just find that little mark, line it up, top edge matching. And same on the other side. This puts me in mind of one of the old strawberry cartons that we used to have when I was a child. and you'd get the punnets of strawberries in these and not the plastic ones, and that's what it used to look like. So as you can see, all the corners are now nice and even. So what we'll take now is our piece of shimmer trim. So I've just got white. You can have any colour you like, but I've just got some white here. Now watch me have a fight with this. Oh, not too bad today. Right. So what we're going to do is we'll start from the join here where we've joined. And we're just going to lay it on there. This is another one of those ones that needs to be done after, because you get that it'll sit much better than trying to put it on beforehand. Then you just come, and when I come to the corners I give it a little pinch, and you just keep going around. And then when I get back to the other end, I just cut that off, because this becomes the back of the box. And as you can see, you can barely see the join there anyway. Right, so that's that bit all done. So the basket's almost complete. We'll put that aside. The next thing to do is to stamp out our little rabbit image. And I'm using, oh, it's all over the table now. I'm using the that cute little one, Spring Critters again. I really like this one here. We're just going to use the rabbit and the Happy Easter, but it's got like birthday wishes, you're the best, hello there, how are you doing? And you've got a fox, a chicken, a rabbit and a frog, and they're all really sweet. Plus they have their thin cuts to match them. Excuse me. So like I said, we'll be using the rabbit one today. So just using my Memento ink, inking up, and I should have a piece of foam underneath. I could use the back of the mat, but I don't want to use it. Turn it over today. I'm being a bit pedantic. And then just stamp down and up. And then on this little block here, I have the Happy Easter. I'll just ink that up, and straight into the middle there, and there we have it. Now when that's dry, oh well, it should be dry now, our Shin hand marker. Now I'm just using the tender pink one, and I'm just going to colour in his ears. And his little schnoozing, and his cheeks. And I like to do his little tummy, but it's not a requirement, you don't have to. Now be warned, my colouring in skills are very poor, but even these make me look good. So then we do that, and then, oh, by the magic of television, ta-da! I've already cut one out. So I've used the die cut to match. And I've just laid it on and put it on the big shot and cut out round him, but I didn't feel like you needed to watch that again. So here he is here, all done and dusted. So we're just going to add some 3D foam onto the back of him. So you don't need huge quantities. She says, and she puts that much on. I put some on his head too. There we go. And we'll just pull off those little bits. I bought these at what colour? Reject. Oh no, Shiploads the other day. You got 3 for $2 something, and they're great little garbage bins on the table. Rightio. So, and we're just going to, that's the back of the box with the join. So find the front, which is on the opposite side, and pop your little rabbit on, and there you go, that's the front of the basket done. Now for our bow. Now I went into, oh, I've forgotten the name of it. Here it is. This one here is the Artiste. and I cut the bow, this one here. I just cut those 2 pieces out, and I cut them out at 1 inch. I thought maybe it was 2 inches, and when I cut that out, it was humongous. That's a 2-inch bow, too big. So I cut it out at 1 inch, and that just gives us that nice little bow that goes on the top. Oh, come out. Right, so that's a little bit. Now the best way to do the bow is to hold it in the centre and curl it over your bone folder. And then we're going to take these 2 little ends and add some glue to them. A bit in the middle. And lay that on so that it overlaps. Hold it for a second, or a bit longer than a second. Add glue to that end and bring that over and overlap it. And just hold it for a few seconds. We'll squash that one. There we are. I tried glue dots, but it bulks it up too much. You end up with this humongous great piece. And I thought, nope, didn't want that. Add glue to that little section. Pick up any little tweezers. Lay that over the top. And then fold it round. And that's all you need to, oh, you need to get it straight. Jinkies. Squeeze it together, and there it is done. So that's our little bow. I mean, if you wanted to, you could even do that in the paper, you know, you're not restricted to anything. It's just, this is my interpretation of what I made. Now, what we're going to do now is take our glue dot. Couldn't find my tool. And we're going to take the larger ones, we're going to fold it over on itself, like so. Lift it up, put it into the middle of the back, find the middle of our handle and stick. Oh God. Stick it down, and then we'll take one of our lovely larger blings, oh gosh, and put that on, gosh almighty, put that onto the top. And there, my dear people, is a cute little basket. Now I did put tissue paper in the other ones that we made for our egg to sit in, but you might like to just fill it up with a whole bunch of little eggs. Like I said, I'm out of eggs at the moment. I gave mine away last night. So I hope you like this project and give it a go. Until next time, thanks for watching and bye for now.